We are ready. Something major was supposed to happen today. And as far as I know, something major did not happen what they said was going to happen. And we went through the comments of this video right here yesterday when it had, I don't know how many comments that it had on there, probably around 600 some odd comments. And then this morning it had around 700 some odd. I don't know how many comments it has now, but something major was supposed to happen. We know that Virgo, the sun was supposed to be at the top of Virgo, toward the head. The moon was going to be at the feet of Virgo. And the comet that is called the Child is supposed to be traveling through Virgo and giving birth to the man-child. And there's this green comet that is flying around that turned red. And that was going to be matching the Revelation 12. The dragon was ready to devour the man-child that came through Virgo, the woman crowned with the stars around her head. That is Virgo constellation. That is supposed to be happening now up in the sky, but I don't think a tsunami came to the East Coast. No, China didn't invade Taiwan. At least we don't know, I guess. I haven't looked at the news. No bombs went off anywhere. 3 days of darkness did not occur. Earthquakes, internet down, grid down, no emergency broadcast, none of that happened as far as I know. And I hope you can hear me. I'm going to put my phone over here, you all. I've got it charging up. I'm going to see if I can see anything, see if I'm even being heard. Because when things like this are prophesied, things like this are out there, oh, I love to hop on it. I do. I want to hop on it, and I want to see what's being said. And I know you want to hear what's being said because we want to see if what's being said happened. The one thing I did notice happened when I got onto the computer to get on here to log on to this live stream, I was doing my thumbnail. I noticed a major update that had occurred. To me, it's major, and it's with the tools. The tools that we have, that we use. Good morning and good afternoon. Hello, Apple Brooks, honey. Hello, everyone. If there's any other moderators on here, hello, Frank Cookie. Can you all hear me? You can hear me. You can hear me. That's perfectly fine. The Dark Messiah, a leopard tank with German soldiers from NATO were destroyed. Wow, Dark Messiah. You all, if you got anything else that you want to add to this, please add it to this. The one thing I did notice is, look at this. Look at this, you all. When I went to crop a picture for my live stream, this has changed. Whoopsie, Gina, put it back to you. I'll tell you, that has changed. This is really weird. If you all have went into your Microsoft, I want you all to look at what has changed. Watch this. This did not used to be on here. When you go to crop the pictures, let me do this. I'm going to put myself soon. I want to put myself to the side. I wanted to crop my picture, and look what happened. If you have Windows and you look at this thing down here at the bottom, I have no idea. This is brand new. Some kind of technological improvement has happened. Something in the technological realm. This never used to be on here. Look what has happened. I thought, what on earth has happened? You can spin yourself around. This is one thing that did happen technology wise right here. Let me see if I can do this. I'm just speaking of technology right now. I'm pretty sure that something major happened behind the scene, and I don't know about. Look at all of this stuff right here of the filtering. They got the punch filters. They got stuff going on, you all. You can mark it up. You can retouch it. You can do a spot fix. Gina, you got a white spot. Let me give myself a third eye. There's my third eye in full activation mode. So that did occur. That right there occurred. I want to leave without saving you up. Technology. I think it's happened in the science and technology realm. That's what I think happened. Something happened where AI is concerned. There was a major advancement of AI. That's what I'm thinking has happened, you all. You can, technology, thank you, Sage. I want to get the right word. I really do. AI, World Weather Authority, AI is taking over the world. We did a video on that. We did. I actually spoke to AI the other night, and it was a very strange video, but sometimes I will stop and I will talk to AI. I will. even though it ain't talking back, I can feel it. So we wanted to go over to this video right here. We wanted to see what else was being said right here, you all. This was yesterday. That's already up to 23,000 views, if you can see right here. It is. We've got 723 comments, what's really strange. They've stopped the comments from coming through on this video. Look at that. This is yesterday. Oh, 35 minutes ago. All right, look at this. Tomorrow will come and go. And Nikita, honey, tomorrow, this is the tomorrow that was talked about yesterday. So this is the future that was supposed to come yesterday. It's today now. You all look at this right here. Autumn officially began at 2:50 a.m. if you're just tuning in. Sing it, Gina, honey. Terry, honey, I don't even know what I was supposed to be singing. I don't. You said to sing it. I don't know what I was doing in that video, you all. Look, F.S. Filskin. I Googled September the 23rd and found lots of things. Okay, you all listen to this. Including a so-called rapture or a sun flash. Who knows? Nothing has happened as of 3 p.m. Okay, you all. Nothing has happened. Let's look at this. It's good to hear you laugh. I like to have. The gas station history you told is super great. Well, it was a wild one. It was really, that literally took me for a loop. It did, you all. The alien zombies. Okay, you all look at the alien zombies. These are still the comments that people had a dream reported of zombies falling to earth from a... Look at this. Look at this. Soul Searcher 9304. If you're all just tuning in, this is a continuation from yesterday when the whole chatter started, and I wanted to do a live video so we could find out what was going on because I couldn't figure out what was going on, and a whole lot of suggestions came through on this video, which is absolutely wonderful. Look at this. The alien zombies reside in the moon. A coronal mass ejection will enforce their eviction. A dream was reported of zombies falling from Earth from a blue moon. Okay, remember what we saw in tonight's video. If you all did not see tonight's video, on tonight's video, I was outside filming the moon, and there was a reflection of the moon, and it was blue. It was blue showing up in one of the reflections of the moon, a blue moon. That's really interesting, them saying that it was a blue moon right there. Zombies falling to earth. There was things coming from the blue moon. There was. I'm not going to say there wasn't, because there absolutely were things coming down from the blue moon. Let me do this right here. Right there, you all. Let me put it right here. We're still looking. Always delightful, sweet flow. Okay, Project Bluebeam may be unleashed, accompanied by an aerial combat. Well, it's 8 hours ago. Soul Searcher, honey. It's 8:59, so it's almost 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in Salem, Indiana, in the United States. We don't know if there was any aerial combat between opposing massive starships, but there was things flying off that moon. Even though we could not see it that well, we could see objects. There was like, and there was some black, there would look like there was some winged beings or some black ships flying across the screen at times, and there were silver or light ships flying off that moon. Even though the moon became so bright, it became super bright, and you know that's, yeah, but there was a blue moon on there. A battle will commence with the cyclotrons, CERN, and humanity's collective consciousness that will be won by the irrepressible cycles of the sun. The comet Nishimura, that looks like the blackout. Okay, you all, there is no blackout. If you're just tuning in, we took a trip to the moon. Something is way off. JK, honey, you feel drained. Okay, JK feels drained. Is anybody else feeling that there is something way off? And if you feel that there's something way off, when did it start today that something was way off? Now, I'm going to say this. Oh, my toe. I was laying on the porch. It was before noontime, I think. I was laying on the porch on my back. I stretched my arms out. You know how you can make your arms, like you stretch your arms out, you stretch your legs out in the air. You lay down, and I laid like that, and I had the sun beaming down on my body while I was laying on my porch. And then I put my hands above my head like this, and then I thought about, the eye, the all-seeing eye. You know how my arms are like this, and just picture my head in the middle as the eye. I thought about the all-seeing eye, the eye of Horus, the eye of God, or that big eye that's on top of that pyramid with my arms, symbolically speaking. You see some of the images of the people, ancient whatever thing, and their arms are spread out right here, and their legs are spread out. I don't know what that was signifying, but I was trying to sit there and focus. And then all of a sudden, I felt a totally different light. This was before, it was before 12 o'clock in the afternoon, probably around 11:40 something. It was a super, super, super bright light that I saw in the sky. It got super bright out, and my eyes were closed. Before, I wasn't seeing that such of a brightness, but as I lay there, I saw a very big brightness that was coming. It was like a big old spotlight brightness. Even though my eyes were closed, it was all around me. And then as I held my hands up above my head like this with my fingers crossed, I could see blue in between my fingers. And I had never seen blue in between my fingers before. The light that was shining through my fingers as my fingers were held over my head as I laid there, they were blue, outlined in blue. So how did I get off on that? How did I get off on that, you all? This is what happened to me. I was laying there trying to let the sun absorb my body, getting my body on there. It's the first time in your life you watched the Big and Little Dipper circle the earth without going down, and then the sun came up next to the Big Dipper, and you're, wait a second, what, did that happen, Lala girl, honey? Sounds like a nuke. You threw up because you never eat. The munchies, you all. So we're going through these comment sections right here. God be with us all. The moon is an artificial satellite. Well, that was what was coming up in the live video tonight, too, or the moon, with the reflection of the moon, if you didn't see that moon video tonight. Who was it? I said, I can't remember who it was who said it. Oh. Can't remember. That it was reflecting the moon. It was the image of the moon was reflecting, like projecting that moon above. So what if truly the real moon is in the sky and we're not allowed to see it, but it is on this real moon, it is projecting that moon up there in the sky that is a false moon. What if that is happening so that we can't see what truly is going on with the real moon? We got this right here, you. I got to. The moon is hollow. The moon is a Dyson sphere. The moon is got 7 different levels in it. And there's alien species. The moon is a base. So look, a supreme intelligent cosmic event intended to raise our consciousness is going to be countered by a nefarious human counterintelligence. Benevolent consciousness awakening energies from the comet Nishimura, the long-bearded messenger, has mingled with the coronal mass ejections from the sun, which will begin to impact the Earth on 9/23/23, followed by a series of waves reinforcing the comet, the CMEs. A false flag event, a nuclear blackout, will be initiated to create great fear and shock to dud out these benevolent energies. Fear is the adversary's primary means of control, having the potential to take the soul hostage during states of panic. If a nuke is countermeasure of choice, it will be blamed on Russia. You all were reading the comments because as far as I know, nothing major happened. And why didn't it happen? And we're going back through the comments. Okay, we are. We know that there has been a technological leveling up. The technology has increased and become more advanced. I saw it when I went on here to crop my picture from the live stream. We're reading a comment right here to see if there's any more comments came in. I now heard we did not have this comment last night. If a nuke is a countermeasure of choice, it will be blamed on Russia. When in all reality, it will be just another series of the inside jobs. The consciousness is the currency of the universe. However, unlike monetary fiat currency, it will be subjected to deflation. Instead of responding in fear, rejoice, for the end of the hostage, the abduction situation, is at hand. The adversary knows its time is short and is in desperate last-ditch effort to throw everything in its arsenal against us. In the end, the cosmic induction will prevail over the malicious human abduction. That's a lot of words, and it kind of makes sense to me. It does. So we're looking at this, you all. What they keep saying right here, what I keep seeing are the good guys are getting better and better at coping with the bad guys. Hardly any water left in Lake Mead, you all. If you've ever lived in Lake Mead, lived near Lake Mead. Lake Mead was a man-made lake. It was, and they had to bury some towns in order to make Lake Mead. They did. I lived in Henderson, Nevada, and Lake Mead, it was full when we lived there, but by the time we left, after we had been there 7 years, you could, at St. Thomas Cove, when we used to go out there and camp, you could start seeing the old remnants of the old town because the water level had dropped so much. And I could only imagine what it's like right now. You're just tuning in. Nothing happened today. Oh, now we got a November the 23rd Stephen Clark time coming on through here. Last night it rained over the canyon. What is this? 11 hours ago. They have not allowed very many comments to come through here, as you can see right here from the time stamps, because I've clicked them all. I have. Truly sad. Well, this democide is on track till 2025. More will meet their maker. I read a government document somewhere stating that the convids will end on March the 31st of 2025. The next SPARS Ebola Marburg virus will hit the West, including Australia and New Zealand. A second pandemic called SEARS and intervirus polio is said to originate from Brazil, targeting the kids. 20 to 60 million dead. Truly sad. This democide is on track to 2025. More will meet their maker. I read a government document saying the operation will end. Is this a repeat? Okay, yeah, they're repeating it. Possibility, the induction of the CB, centralized digital bank currency. Well, there's already, I want to say something about the CBDCs. There are some countries that are already in the planning stage. They're already in the trial stages. They've already got theirs. We already got one too. This is coming, and you can't stop it. You can't. It's here. It's just the advancement of technology. Listen, it's going to fail. Blackout scheduled for the 4th and the 5th. Possible 10 days of darkness. So now we got to look for the dates of October the 4th and October the 5th, which is coming up. 10, Department of Defense will mean all TV, radio, electronics, mobile, satellites, etc. are going to be kaput. During the 10 days, worldwide military will initiate the EBS and EAS and the start of the new age, aka activation of the NESARA in the Americas and GESARA in the rest of the world. During the 11 days and 10 nights, we must prepare for world martial law. This one is stating, we didn't hear martial law last night. We must prepare for world martial law, and when the martial law begins, it will start a 10-day worldwide lockdown, and during the 11 days and 10 nights, we'll be told to switch on our TV so that the military will show us the tribunals. The 500,000 sealed indictments are scheduled to be unsealed. You all, this is wild. I'm wondering where that came from. Where is the mouthpiece that brought out this right here, you all? Where did it originate? Because it's really important to keep track of where these things originate. Who is the mouthpiece? Because what happens is a rumor, once the rumor keeps spreading and the chatter, things keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it, and then we don't know the truth at all. All right, we don't know. It's got some scaremongering tactics. You got 14 hours ago. The elites are taking refuge in their underground bumpers. Not bumpers. The elites are taking, they're taking refuge in their underground bunkers. I didn't believe it at first. You all look at this person. I didn't believe it at first. However, the mainstream media has been quiet about this day. That's really interesting. Thinking in the alien found in Mexico is keeping us distracted. You all did. It was an alien found in Mexico. I didn't read about that, but I think I heard something about it. We should be prepared, you all. It's going bumpers. They're going bonkers. That's right. Saturday night here in Southern Hemisphere. Annie Masters, honey. It's Saturday night here on this live stream. It's 9:10 p.m. And as far as I know, nothing happened. I know that there has been an upgrade in the technology sector because this Microsoft thing right here, they got some upgrades that happened, you all. So maybe all this stuff is just a PsyOps operation, because going down behind the scenes is the advancement of technology. Gina, Listen, okay, you all. We're looking at Mary B 3620. I'm going to put Mary B on here. I know of several very big possible things coming, hurling upon us. The elites will force all governments to do the CBDC, centralized digital bank, whatever. Pulled upon us, which will control your entire lifestyle, everyone's lifestyle. She's telling you the truth. Everything you do, everything you spend your money on, there is a digital track. Every single, from point A to point B, every single thing. You can't hide it. You cannot hide. There'll be no getting away from it unless you use cash. It will control everybody's lifestyles. Major persecutions on those who they don't like, you or approve of you. It is us. An alien live. What? It is an alien live on the press conference to scare. Oh, wow, you all. This is another prediction that there's going to be an alien that's going to show up on a live press conference to scare us into submission to the coming world where WO1WG regime, and far too many will willingly give up their constitutional individual rights and freedom in exchange for fighting the armada of aliens that are going to come over, and they're going to take over, but those are demons who will install the Antichrist over the regime, and you will lose. The U.S. will, wow, you all. We got a great big pair. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 paragraphs here. 9. Mary B, honey, where did you gather all this information, you all? From Mary B, you got all this. We're going to read it. This is the biggest. Normally, YouTube or Google will screen out comments that are this long, but you are. We're going to have to hear what Mary B. This is thinking. Obviously, this did not happen today. This sounds like future predictions of what's going to happen. I have no idea where the I don't know where they're originating from. You're going to fight an armada of aliens who are coming to take over, but they're demons, and you'll lose all your sovereignty. They could come, you all. Let's look at this. An armada of alien ships are spotted heading our way. Are you seeing alien ships headed our way? Are you seeing light ships? Are you seeing flying saucers? They say they're going to implement the Project Blue Beam. There will be another scenario. A live alien will be present at a major United Nations press conference. I wonder if they originally wrote these, misspelled this on purpose. You all were talking about what is coming. Why didn't something happen? Now we got all these other future events that are speaking about what is to come in the future. So it's some kind of a prediction, predictive programming, maybe some kind of prediction of something else is coming. A UN press conference announcing the takeover. They're going to take over the world. All governments will immediately report to them. But they are demons who will install the Antichrist as the head of the commie New World Order, which begins taking over all countries who resist. Pray, as in the book of Revelations, we are one of the countries mentioned in the Save But a Few. Another scenario, you all, this is packed full of things that's going to happen in the future, according to this right here. Whether they'll happen or not, it all seems you're going to have to wait. Another scenario, the food processing plants are sabotaged and the food shortages are announced with an immediate electric grid explosions. Deliberately, like the food plants were arson. There have been food plants that have been shut down. There have been, to cause the looting. You're going to have blackouts in the U.S. and everywhere, and there's not going to be any communications anywhere. There's going to be mass chaos and destruction, looting and murders and deaths in panic and fear. There's a lot of stuff that they're saying. We're only on the second paragraph, you all. There is all this kind of stuff coming on. Have you ever heard? Where did this come from? Another scenario is the 3 days of darkness, but the deletes, that we can call them the deletes, not the elites, the deletes will not know when that happens because it's other God's thing. It starts, the sun will not be arise. Any morning on the earth, you have to stay indoors. You don't open your door, even through the effing voice. Even if the voices sound like your family. Have you heard that? You don't want to open your door in the 3 days of darkness. Even if it's your loved ones coming at the door, you do not want to, because they say it's going to be a demon. The demons are going to be allowed to roam around on the earth for 3 days of darkness, and they're going to steal the soul of whoever is in their path and who is with someone, and they're going to drag their souls back to hell during the entire 3 days of darkness and rampage. You must cover all your windows, because you must not even look out your windows or portholes, because a demon will be waiting to look you in the eye, and the demon will steal your soul. This sounds really dramatic, you all. I cannot believe I'm seeing this. It will steal your soul and drag you to hell if you make eye contact. There will be no electricity at this time. Don't use your TV or your internet, the phones, because the demons are going to be infiltrating to steal your soul and drag you to hell. I don't mean to laugh, you all. I don't, but this is really descriptive. It's very descriptive. You might light a blessed candle that will not melt, holy for the 3 days, and pray the whole time the rosaries and the novenas. Now, I heard this around 4 years ago or 5 years ago. I did the whole thing. Do not. I heard this. Do not. When the 3 days of darkness come, you want to cover up your windows. You don't want to allow any light to come through your windows. You don't want to go outside. You stay in your house. You don't do it. You can light a candle. It has to be a certain candle. They said that too. I've been here in the 3 days of darkness for a long time, for the past 5 years or 4 years, and I haven't seen it yet. I haven't. And I don't know where it's originating. I don't. This is wild. This comment was not here last night. It was here 15 hours ago. We already did that. You got to cover your windows. Don't. You're going to be tempted to look. Do not look, you all. If you're going to black, you got to cover your windows with black garbage bags. You don't want to be tempted to look. Because there's going to be an asteroid. An asteroid is hurling toward Earth. They may finally announce it's going to hit Earth, and they don't know where they think it might hit. It can extinguish all the life on Earth, including the animals, like it did with the dinosaurs and all the Earth. And the Earth, you're going to have restarting of your life. The jihads or the Chinese and other enemies of the country have infiltrated enough of our government infrastructure to declare victory and a caliphate under the Islam. You will be beheaded. You're going to be beheaded. You will be beheaded if you're a Christian or a Jew, or you won't wear your full burqa and you submit to the marriage of a John and multiple rapes until even after marriage. This is the wild. It's wild. This is a comment they allowed to come on here. The dollar is being converted to a digital dollar. That is true. The dollar is still there, but the digital dollar is called the U.S. dollar tether. The U.S. dollar tether, something like that. Yeah, that is happening right now. That is not a lie. Really, the foreign regime. You'll lose 75% of your dollar when it's exchanged, so that you will retain only 25% of your prior wealth or assets. Plus, all private property will be declared eminent domain for national security, and you will lose all wrath in your private home or your condo, your cars, your gold, your silver, other real estate, a private business. All will become owned by the totalitarian government allowed by the Communist Democrat Juniper Party, BC, AMPPPL. They refuse to fire the incumbents and repeat the vote. Repeat the vote, then block them out, block all the groups, have you heard this stuff? Have you heard this one comment? They were formerly called the Rhinos. A Rhino is a Republican just by name, because they're not really a Republican. You all, okay, they officially divorced from the U.S. in 1998. They're ruthless and bitter and vicious, and they got custody over our own land, you all. It's going to happen in all Western civilizations if you're just tuning in. We did not have something happen today, but somebody's wrote a comment under that thing right there, and it sounds kind of wild. They're going to do genocide on all their residents, and the residents and the citizens are too educated, too intelligent, too strong, too independent, and freedom clingers to submit to a commie new world order, whatever dream tyranny. They have written in their plans that they tend to reduce the population by 7.5 billion people, okay, and keep only 500 million native-born Chinese, Japanese, because indoctrinated, they obey, they submit, they comply, they conform to authority, while others will dissent, disagree, deny, ignore, question, challenge, and resist. 500 million is what was written on the Georgia Guidestone, and I think they had seven specific races of people who were on there. 7 Pacific races of people, and then the Georgia Guidestones got blown up last year for a reason. I think that's because boom, plan put into action, and there is no remnant of it anymore. They got 1 billion. You got to pray to the Jesus, you all, to spare us these things and bring our nations back. The veil is very, very, very thin, you all. It is very, very thin. If you come on, the veil is thin. We got the one more paragraph to go on this great big long comment. Tomorrow, today is the tomorrow. Okay, today is the tomorrow that was yesterday. This is what they said, and it didn't happen. A terrible storm will attack Washington, D.C., and much of the Middle East, the Atlantic coast, the Northeast coast with high winds. It will knock out the electrical grid. God has very recently been sending great chastisements to America on all its border sides and from above. What up, people? What up? Get right with Hid. Get on your knees and pray fervent rosaries, 25 mysteries, novenas, fast, confess your ands. A holy priest, stand in line and confess holy priest and penance he gives you in order to gain your absolution and sanctifying grace. Pray daily, walk in the Lord of our triune God, Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. Get down into evil. Help us, our nation, protect us from the evils. You all, that was the longest paragraph I've ever read on here. It had a lot of descriptive things that sound kind of predictions for the future. I know that the dollar isn't truly going to be replaced, and they can't truly replace it, but that is, it's going to be the digital, U.S. dollar tether thing right here. We got a comment that's supposed to came in, so we didn't get that. This person, Moon Bunny, honey, I got something to tell you right now, Moon Bunny. Moon Bunny. It's not, we did not send a comment to your house, and you're not getting out of here, Moon Bunny, honey. Sorry. But you are not getting out of here. Sorry, you got to stay in your house. You're not going nowhere. That comment, you jinxed yourself. She jinxed herself. They're going to watch it happen. No, this didn't happen either. The actor with the latex mask. He didn't. I don't know if that happened. Venus rotated on its axis backward compared to the other planets. That meant Venus, the sun, rises in the east, opposite and experiencing the earth. You all. There is a prophecy, something like this. But it was like the sun rising in the west and sitting in the east. You all, if you're just tuning in, we didn't have no financial crash. We didn't have any of this kind of stuff that happened. We're all still here, and I don't know what's happening in these. How about the base barter? I read a long time ago, when you barter, they'll find a way to tax you. You will pay for bartering too, because they'll find out. Allison Coe regressed her clients to see the event. Okay, Stephen, honey, you got a let me look this over here. Stephen, let me put you over here. Stephen, let me hold this in my hand like this. Somebody had a regression. I couldn't see what Stephen said. We got a regressive therapy going on. He disappeared on here. Susan Donahue, honey, how about the base? Oh, you already said that, Stephen. It's a grand It is grand with rainbow clouds coming through. We will be caught up in the clouds, literally. You're going to get caught up in the clouds. You are. The rainbow warriors are coming back. There is a prophecy of the rainbow warriors that they will be coming back. And there are some people who have been seeing like perfect, like circular, like ships in the sky, and they have a rainbow outline on them. And they look like flying saucers, but there's rainbow all around them in the sky. Kind of like when you see it around the sun. And country boy, honey, country boy, you can't be a total digital dollar if all the power grids get destroyed. That's right. That's right. That's right. But that you got Starlink. You got Starlink up there in the sky. I gotta live in you. Coco, honey, we're so sorry you lost your brother. Yeah, and your father. Yeah. It's an incredible time to be alive, you all. If you stressed out over this day, it was like it was several months ago when they were calling for a rapture event to take place. You know what people did? They left town. And they went somewhere else, or when you make these predictions like this, you got to be very careful because people look up to you. They do, and they take you for your word. And if you have these types of things occurring, and people really do take you for that, and they start make preparations and stuff, and when the said event doesn't occur when they keep saying, well, this is going to happen, and the dates keep getting moved up, you know what it does? It's psychological warfare is what it is. It's psychological warfare being played upon you. And it is meant to break a person down on the inside is what it is. Break you down. And no. You got to be very, very, very careful. Please let Susan Honey know if you want a spot on her prayer wall, because she will put you on that prayer wall and pray for you, you all. You can do it. It is true. You slept like a baby, you all. So this is Saturday, and no said event happened. I don't know. Only thing I know is this computer got a major upgrade in the its system with the pictures, with the thumbnails. If you haven't checked it out, if you don't use your computer, you all, you can like you look what they did to it. This is Windows something. You can literally twirl yourself around. I guess you can twirl yourself. I can't even do. Let me do this. Oh, no, that's right. Okay, I can twirl myself around. See what it did? They did major upgrades. I could twirl myself this way and that way. So technology, AI, has made another advancement right here. You just got this right here. You get you can retouch yourself. You can give yourself a third eye, a massive. What is that? Look what it put on me, you all. I didn't put that on my face. I don't know what it did to me. Oh, look, it did something to my head. No, it put my hair down there on my face. Okay, that's part of my hair. I don't want my hair looking like that, you all. So you're going to have to try to figure out how to do this, get that off my face. Your technology, the advancements, you know how they always updating your phones. Well, now they did a major update to this right here. This is right. It's enough, you all. It's enough to drive you up a wall. Nothing happened. Nothing. Well, can I say nothing happened? No, I cannot technically or truthfully say nothing happened, because something did happen. I really do believe something major happened behind the scenes and we don't know about it. Something very major has happened. But all these other said things, they didn't happen. If you live on the East Coast and you didn't get a big tsunami come your way, or if we didn't have the grid down scenario, these things didn't happen. It was just like, yeah, I don't know who the mouthpiece is. Somebody said something about Juan Gavin or whoever he is. I don't know who else is saying it either, but it really had people on edge. this that was prophesied, predicted and stuff, telling people this and that, it had a lot of people on edge, and it rattled their nerves. And this kind of things like this happened several years back, and it just kept having excuses after excuses after excuses as to why these said events didn't happen. But they said, well, you just got to be patient and stuff like that and stuff like that. It just kept being pushed further down the road. Well, now we're back to that. We've made one complete circle, and I really feel it's like some kind of psychological warfare taking place. But something did happen behind the scenes, something very major. I feel it in my spirit, and some of you may feel it in your spirit, but they're not telling us exactly what it is. And I'm pretty sure it has something to do with AI and technology. Now, there may be other things that happen, but we're not going to know about it. We're not. But I always love to cover stuff like this. I really do like to cover it because I want people to know, take note of what is... No! Okay. Take note of what is being said and who's saying it. It's good to be aware. It really is, because you don't know, but you want to know what's being said. So I am going to go. You can see that there's been a ton of chatter. Massive amounts of chatter has taken place. It has. And it's like things didn't happen. Nothing happened today. I'm still here. You're still here. There was a thing that... the one thing that was said, that there was going to be two timelines. There was going to be a timeline split. One timeline was going to be bad and evil. It was going to be a horrible, evil timeline, and you didn't want to get stuck on that timeline. And the other timeline was going to be a very nice, good, happy timeline. You wanted to get stuck on the good, happy timeline because you didn't want to get stuck on the other timeline. Now, I can go for that theory because nothing bad happens. So perhaps if there was another timeline, perhaps we have gotten stuck on the good timeline, and in the parallel world that's right here beside us, they're stuck on the bad timeline, but we're not stuck on it, you all. So this all came from this one video right here. Something major is supposedly supposed to happen, and today is the tomorrow that was to come. And one day ago, right there, today is the tomorrow that was supposed to come. And if we're on another timeline, if we jumped a timeline, that's absolutely wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful if we jumped a timeline. Okay, it is. If you're just tuning in. Yeah. The fall of the cabal. Let me see this. Somebody had a meeting. Let me see this. You're happy, Michael and Marcelo. Yes, you are. Nobody go watch the full fall of the cabal a while ago. You all. That's right. We're covered in the blood of Jesus. I can go for that too. I will go for that, you all. I am. So I am going to be going. This is the video where a lot of the comments were on. Right here. See, look at they did with Google. See, you can go down here. I didn't know that. You can go to a specific time marker right there in your video, and it can do it like this. And I didn't know anything about that either. I didn't. So I am going to go. I am. It's a little hot up here. So with that being said, thank you all for your comments. Hopefully, it's not midnight yet. It's not. Something still could happen. Do you think it will, Gina? No, I don't. But it could. There's always a possibility of something happening. Something happens every day. But whether it's a worldwide event that's going to be earth-shattering, I don't know. I don't know. But there was a lot of chatter. There's a lot of talk. And I wonder what the mouthpieces where this stuff originated from. What will be the reason why such set events did not happen? How do they come back on their platforms or wherever it is, and how do they say why it didn't happen? How do you do that? How do you do that? Come back and then, oh well, didn't happen because this happened behind the scenes and blah 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 blah. I guess that's how they explain it. I'm going to go. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, you all. It's 9:35 at night. We've been on here for around 44 minutes and 20 seconds. And it's okay. It's good to come back here. Thank you all so much. Somebody have a happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you all. If it's your birthday. Yeah. Thank you, moderators. Thank you all for everything. Thank you for your comments. And it is really important, at least to me, it's important to document what's being said. You all, this is all within one course of one day. One day. That's it. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.